I'd like to introduce to the stage Pixologic's own Joseph Drust and Paul Gaboury. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Drust and Paul Gaboury.
Wait for it. Microphone check, check one, check two.
Check two.
Check three, check
three,
four. Hey, it's been a while since I've been in here, you know, so.
6,
You know, I thought I would
8.
come on in. What?
That's how we count to 10.
Okay, thank you for that,
Yeah.
everybody. How's everyone's day been going? Good? Oh, crap. Everyone's enjoying it, have a good day? Anybody doing the Michelangelo challenge yet? All right.
They wouldn't let
You know, you're, forgive me, we had an ABBT moment up here with Tomal and got me off track here. So hold on one second. You know,
It's a new hashtag.
you know, got a new
Please use it.
hashtag for those who don't know. You know, where is he? Tomas is over here. Hold on, I gotta switch my screen. Sorry, I forgot to switch display settings.
We're going to.
There you go. Sorry. My bad. So, well, welcome to ZBrush Summit 2018. All right, number 5, 5th year here. All right. So before we start diving into Joseph Drust's personal life in his backyard, for that matter, for those that know about it, because are you going to show anything in the backyard today?
No,
about it?
nothing.
Maybe
Nothing.
the front yard.
No.
Okay, anyways. So thanks for coming. Thanks for being here online and here in person. We're excited to have you again here for the 5th year. You know, we got some great stuff again tomorrow and Sunday. I'm sure Louie's been letting you all know, but again on Sunday, just keep in mind, the Epic Games presentation can only be seen here in person.
Live
only
on the
here
floor
live in
only.
person. Unfortunately, we won't be able to stream it and it will not be recorded. So you got to be here to be able to touch them and see that they're here. Yeah, come early because it'll probably fill up pretty good, seeing that it's only here. What's that? Why am I not surprised? Iggy Pop. The jacket too really brings it together, Louie. Really brings it together. This is what Louie's doing, just living the dream right now. That's what's happening.
Living it.
Okay, so I just want to remind everybody about that as well. And then, of course, you know, tomorrow night we've got our award ceremony for the ZBrush. We got a lot of nominees in the audience tonight, and I've been talking to some outside, so that's tomorrow night as well for our ZBrush Annual Awards. Plus, for you, those of you here, we have the party outside as well. And then Sunday evening is our award ceremony for the ZBrushLIVE Sculpt-Off, which our man here, Joseph Drust, and Jessica Drew from Blizzard, was play-by-playing it. And go online and vote right now. You know, those artists did some amazing stuff in 3 hours. So you're voting on ZBrushCentral.com. So get on there and vote. Your vote counts here. It's important, okay? And then, of course, the Michelangelo challenge that's happening. Ultimaker, Lenovo, and Wacom have been involved with that project. You guys are going to be winning. One person is going to win the Ultimaker 3 Extend printer, the printer to rule them all for the Michelangelo challenge. Right? So for those that have not done the Michelangelo challenge yet, get out there. Go out and do it. What are you doing, Toma? The who? Why? What's wrong with the
man.
slide? Oh, this guy. ABBT, always be blaming Thomas. Go ahead, Thomas. Do you need to drive?
So random trivia. The Sculpt-Off challenge, the stone you're sculpting out of, is actually the dimensions of the printer you're going to win. See what I did there? Yeah. That's all I got. Sorry.
What are we doing? I'm just entertaining now? Okay. See, ABBT.
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 And you know he switched slides on you, too.
He probably did this on purpose to make me look like the guy that I am right now, standing in front of a bunch of people looking at me and wondering, what is Paul going to do now to entertain us? Absolutely nothing, probably. I don't know, I'm out of it. Well, you know, we can get some juices rolling here. You know, I heard Louis was doing it the other day. You know, my favorite thing to do while we're waiting is, you know, give me the Z, the brush. The left side Z, the right side brush.
Wrong side for a few of them.
Hold on, guys. This was meant to be a little bit of a pickup. Get the juices flowing. I know it's late. I know we're excited. We're doing this on purpose, by the way. Okay, so
This
ready?
was scripted.
You guys are like Walking Dead over here right now, like, Z. Pick up the bag of ghetto or something, rhythm, rhyme. I don't, let's ship it. Ready? Ready. That was really good. That was really good. That was really good.
See, now you know how our meetings
Yeah,
go.
see, now we're
That's how
awake.
they
You
go.
guys even caught it right there. Seeing the hand gestures. I have a tear right now in my eye. I really do. Thomas, how are we doing? All right? All right. Just gonna keep. I've now become a cheerleader up here. I am the ugliest and tallest cheerleader you've ever want to have. Be a part of this group. So again, recapping just why Thomas is doing this. Please come out again Saturday and Sunday. We got a bunch of great presenters coming. Don't forget about obviously the party Saturday night. Don't forget to get out there and vote. Vote on your phones, right? Tomorrow we also have, anybody taking workshops? We got workshops happening. We got a couple in the audience. We got workshops happening here as well, Saturday and Sunday, okay? So make sure to be a part of that. And then portfolio reviews have been going really, really well. A lot of our presenters have taken the time to also do some portfolio reviews. So if you're first come, first serve here, so make sure you get out there if you want to do a portfolio review and work with one of the companies. So now what you all been waiting for, a slideshow.
The correct slideshow.
The correct
slideshow.
You know what the probably thing was changed? He changed the font. See? All right,
It was Comic Sans.
So we're going to go through a couple things for you guys and just give you some information. So obviously, since our last ZBrush Summit, we've had version ZBrush 2018, which I'm sure you all have now, right? Everybody upgraded, yes?
Free upgrade.
Right?
Free
and then there's
upgrade.
an update to ZBrush, which was also the patch was ZBrush 2018.1, so we just want to make sure everyone knows it's out there. And the licensing system, how's that working a lot better? Log in, get it, find. You don't even memorize your serial number anymore, so that's very nice.
I had it tattooed too, and now
You had your serial number tattooed?
I did. I'm not going to tell you where.
Yeah, that was my next.
Yeah. And I have 2 licenses.
I just found out something new that I did not want to know about Joseph Drust. But those also that have been using ZBrush Core, we also updated ZBrush Core to ZBrush 2018, which of course is a free upgrade. So we want to make sure everyone is aware of that because I still talk to people that are using 4R7. Yeah, I'm looking to see who's out there right now. I'm watching eyes. You think it's dark in here? It's not. I'm an alien. See it all. All right, so we just want to let everybody know about that. Right now, currently, this is your time, okay? Who doesn't own ZBrush yet?
Ooh, this is pretty good. They're just too scared to raise their hands.
We're going to hand that one up. Watch how fast these hands go up. Who's using a cracked version?
Ooh.
All right. I just wanted to make sure because they're on camera right now. just making sure. Okay. So, anyways, we're giving you 20% off. This is the only time we give a discount like this is at the summit. So, of course, those of you here can definitely get this 20% off. But online, you as well can get this 20% off. And we're going to extend this till October 1st, which is Monday. I can't believe it's October. Holy moly. Right? So this will be going to Monday evening, so 11:59 p.m. Okay? So close to midnight, not noon, but late at night. Okay? You'll have that till the end of Monday night. So 20% off happening right now. That includes the ZBrush upgrade. So if you're going from ZBrush Core and now you want to go to the full version of ZBrush, we're also going to give you 20% off that price gap as well. So take advantage of that if you want to get the full version or you want to upgrade your Core to ZBrush itself. Okay? I want to thank also all these amazing companies that have been involved with the summit. Every year we get a really great group of companies that work with us. So give them a round of applause, please. The summit isn't the summit without having a bunch of partners that we can work with, like these companies that have really reached out and working with us. And then, of course, there's no summit without you. Okay? Thank you. At least somebody cares about me out there. All right, so these are all of our companies that we're working with this weekend for the summit. So thank you all for being a part of the ZBrush Summit 2018. It's been a lot of fun already, and it's only the first day. Well, really the second day, because obviously ZBrushLIVE, the Sculpt Off, was yesterday. Right? Moving on. ArtStation, one of our sponsors, is also offering all of you, including online as well, anybody, if you have never done ZBrush, if you've never done ArtStation Pro, now we are giving a 2-month free promotion. So if you go to ArtStation, you can use the promotion code right here, ZBrush Pro, and you guys can upgrade your ArtStations to the Pro version for 2 months for free. All right, all right. I almost feel like that got more applause than when we started, but okay. All right, now we know how we feel. Joseph's got a tattoo somewhere.
We got art, yeah.
Kids falling out of the ceiling. What's going on in here? Right? The other thing that we want to make sure, you know, we got ZBrushLIVE, which the crew at Pixologic does an amazing job with. I think the Kyle, the John Stone here, the Michael up here, the Solomon, the Ashley, the Kingsley, the group we got here. But darn it, you know what? The people that also are streaming on there nonstop and everything. So, you know, we started our own Discord channel. So that's open to anybody. So this is our Discord for you to jump on and occasionally throw an ABBK out there.
ABBT.
ABBT. Now that ABBT is just huge. Just climbed to the top. By the way, for those that don't know this inside joke, I'll tell you later because you don't really care right now. And then, of course, myself, I'm on there so you can communicate with us. You know, Joseph, Tom all of us are on there. So this is our official Discord channel so you guys can even communicate with us this way as well. We're always looking to branch out and connect with our community, so this is another great way to do it. On top of that, we have our own official Facebook, all right? So that's your official link right there, your pixologic.com Facebook group, okay? So this has definitely been growing a lot. This has not been around officially, Thomas, what, like how long has this one been around? Okay, forget it, we're done, we're moving on. All right, so definitely get that URL and be a part of that group as well. There's a lot of information being shared, you know, just, you know, the summit's once a year, but we're here year-round, okay? So I don't know why I keep doing this.
You're tearing up.
I'm tearing up. Okay, the other thing that's really important for those of you that have the key shot, special edition for ZBrush, and the bridge, how many of you have that in the audience?
Oh,
Okay, online, go ahead, raise your hands. They outdid you. All right. So just so you know, okay, Luxia and Keyshot 5 will no longer be able to be upgraded once Keyshot 8 comes out, and Keyshot 8 is going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, very soon, okay? So for those of you that still are on Keyshot 5, you're going to want to go ahead and get the upgrade now to Keyshot 7, and if you do get the upgrade to Keyshot 7, obviously this is about the special edition version, okay? You will get Keyshot 8 as a free upgrade as well. So in essence, you're going to get 7 now, and you'll go right to 8. Right when it gets released, you'll be able to upgrade to that. So take advantage of that, because Keyshot 5, they're not going to be allowed it to be upgraded anymore once 8 is released, okay? So we just wanted to make sure you guys were all aware of that, and our community was aware of this. So, update on development. Joseph's got a tattoo. Thomas gave me the wrong PowerPoint.
Our meetings just go ZBrush for hours.
They were really good. I like the hand gestures. Michelangelo challenge, do it. Okay, now let's get serious here. Let's get in. Let's get out of this silly PowerPoint and let's get into ZBrush. Yes.
Wait, that's the wrong file.
It's a cube.
That's the wrong file. Hold on.
What file do you have?
I don't know. I'm just
All right,
give you
great. Okay, so we would like to show you guys some stuff that we are currently working on. So, and let you know what's behind the curtain of Pixologic per se, and give you some ideas and some things here that we've been working on. So, this cube, I've been working on it for quite a while. It's beautiful, gorgeous. So, you want to see the wireframe? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
That got a good applause.
Listen, I can't even share the technique to how I got to this point. I'm keeping that close to the chest, okay? So, what I want to kind of walk us through a little bit is, you know, let's throw a little background image in here. Oh, yes. Gallery, beautiful, oh, useful stuff. All right, so for those that maybe have never used this, I'm just throwing an HDRI image actually inside of ZBrush, which you can do, right? And as I'm rotating my model, I'm also rotating the image. So I'm going to turn that off because then I'm going to get seasick, airsick, so that I can just rotate the model and go about this. So obviously, one of the important things for me is I'm going to want to start rendering in this scene and start working with this. So it's a really simple way to start seeing what's going on with this little cube here. But what becomes important to us is how do we match that cube up, right, to our scene. So what we are working on and what we're adding is a standard camera with actual lenses. So you got 85, you got your 50, 35, 28, 24, 18. Thanks, guys. So you can see you can start playing with this cube and start getting this where you want to do and start matching up the scene, right? And getting where you want it to go, right? And fit within, you know, I want to put this cube up here, yes, right? So you got your presets here. You're going to have the capability to just put in whatever you, yes, why wouldn't I want to go that far? Because that exists in real life, right? So you can start putting in any focal length that you have in millimeters. You have your field of view. You have your horizontal and vertical views is here as well. So we're working on giving that standard camera that you guys have. So with that said, thinking about this workflow and thinking about what we're doing, we want to continue thinking about other ways to go about this. So I'm going to load another scene here real quick that I've been working on. Yes.
Another cube.
Another cube. It's beautiful. Now that I think about it, maybe this wasn't the right presentation to do this. All right, so, oh, now it's red. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so what's great about this is obviously when loading, you can load any HDR image. So I'm just going to import one right here. So we have an HDR image that our man over here, actually, Thomas, took a picture of, all right? And on top of this, just so we can see a little bit more what's going on, I'm going to turn on my modifiers. So I'm in the, just so people know, I'm in the draw palette right now. And that's where your camera exists, okay? And I'm just going to up the opacity of my little poly frame here, and then, you know what, I'll put this up so you guys can see the lining. So with this, we know what Thomas was shooting at, right? So now that we have this standard camera, I'm going to be able to go to Thomas and go, what did you shoot with? And he shot with a 24 milliliter lens, and you can see I can line up now where I'm trying to go, right? So this is just lovely to look at this cube. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to swap out something here. Don't worry about this, okay? Joseph will get to it. Joseph will get to it. All right, so I'm going to swap out to my model here and start looking at this and maybe putting them in a different area. Let's maybe throw him over here a little bit. Let's put him here, okay? And let's render him out.
Now you promised me Earthquake for this
beautiful.
presentation.
He's beautiful.
You promised me Earthquake.
Oh my God, all right. He's so partial to Earthquake. Well, you know what, for you, I'll load them. All right, you want Earthquake? There's your Earthquake.
Does anyone know where Earthquake's from?
Oh, where, Joseph?
Where's he from? Excellent. Samurai Showdown is the correct answer.
Right, so just for Joseph, because he's got to use Earthquake in everything. Don't know why, but it's what he wants. Okay, so obviously right now I'm just rendering out a scene and I'm putting this, and now I have the capability to use this standard camera, right? And I've got a render now here in ZBrush, okay? So obviously we can start coming in through here and I can export this. So we're going to export this document. We'll throw it right in there in my folder. So now what we've also done with this is not only do you have the capability, do I use this standard camera within ZBrush, but let's go ahead and let's throw it into KeyShot as well. So we're going to go ahead and render that out, right? We know where this is going, don't we, people? Right? So we're going to throw this over. Obviously, we're using the KeyShot bridge in here, and this is another reason why we wanted to bring up about the change that from KeyShot 5 to KeyShot 8 for you, so you're all aware of that. It's beautiful. Earthquake just for you.
Just for me.
Just for you, right? So we now have a ZBrush camera that's coming over with the millimeters and also your field of view over here, right? So obviously for those that are KeyShot users, you know, why not? Let's make them gold. Oh, just gorgeous. Right, so now you've got this, and you can see everything came over. You got the scene that came over, so I'm going to go ahead and render that one out real quick. So we'll render that out. This is going to be just gorgeous. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely stuff, right? So now I've got this scene, and I'm going to want to start, obviously, bringing this all within our wonderful little Photoshop, right? So a lot of people are going to want to start compositing things and bringing things together. So we'll load that scene that I made in there real quick. Let's go to my folders here. And here's my document. right? So I've got my earthquake, which obviously because I've exported this from ZBrush, I got that image that I've already had in there, right? And then we can start and we'll go ahead and load my other scene, which I've gotten from Keyshot. I think this is the one I wanted. There you go. So now I've got this guy. So of course we're going to copy this guy off and then we'll paste it. And then there we go. Keyshot over ZBrush. Great. And beautiful, beautiful stuff, right? So you can see that we're starting now. We've got a nice match. So obviously, the one thing that I want to take advantage of, I want to start now combining these renders together. I want to start using ZBrush and Keyshot, and now that we've got this standard camera and now we're sending everything over, we're making it a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is take advantage of another feature within inside of ZBrush, and that's going to be the render passes. Okay, so over here, when you guys do a render in ZBrush, there's separate render passes that are happening. So you get your shaded, your depth, your shadows, and this will be based upon what I turn on. So right now I have ambient occlusion turned off and I don't have an SSS turned on, but I got this mask option, right? So I can put a mask here and save this up, right? And then of course we can bring this over, and then you're gonna want, this is not anything new probably for most of us. So I'm gonna go ahead and load that mask up, okay? And then now you can see I have that mask, and we're going to copy that really quick and throw this in our scene and use that masking now within inside of Photoshop. And then there you have it. We've got now the capability to use ZBrush renders with Keyshot renders. Then of course, you know, you can play with your little opacities and do. Why would you not want to have a golden earthquake guy?
Why not? Why not?
I'm not surprised Joseph doesn't have one printed in his backyard, his front yard, in his kid's room, and his daughter's room for whatever he's gonna do.
Gold is expensive.
Yes, sir? Yeah. Right? So the big thing here, obviously, is we're looking to start creating a workflow for you guys to start using the capabilities, using multiple different renders, and having now that standard camera lineup for you. All right? So I'm going to now hand it off to Mr. Joseph Drust. So we're going to do a little musical chair change here. You don't want Photoshop, right? You don't need this. No, you're good. You don't
No,
need
just
this.
save that earthquake image out.
No.
Oh.
You want me to print it out for you in a 2D place and put it out for you? Okay, so we're going to do a little change here real quick. A little change. All right, so Mr. Joseph Drust is going to get ready here. So again, this is some stuff that we are currently working on. So we're giving you guys that sneak peek a little bit of items that we're been working on within the pearly gates. I don't know, behind the curtain, Wizard of Oz kind of stuff happening. On the mothership, sure. So we're really excited to show you some more stuff here that Mr. Joseph Drust is going to dive into.
I'm going to have to adjust this Cintiq, though.
Yeah? Go ahead, adjust this Cintiq. Yes, sir.
While he does that, it was an original copy of Samurai Showdown that I don't know how I have it. I just have it in the attic.
You have it in the attic?
I have it in the attic. It's like an original version of the video that's just sitting there in the box. Brand new box.
By the way, if you ever get a chance to go to Louis' attic, it's a museum of G.I. Joe, Transformers, comic books. Anything else up there? Yep, he's got a ton of stuff. It's up there. He's Mr. Collector. So, Drust is going to show you guys some other stuff here, I think, that, you know, I'll let you guys watch and go from here. Drust, how do you feel?
I'm ready. I think I'm good.
All right. I'm done. You can take
You're
it
done?
from here
Are you
now.
sure?
Yes,
Okay.
go.
All right. So I got
Wait.
See, that's what he does all day. All day.
Now you can go.
I can't get a word in. All right, so as we're messing with the camera thing, as Paul just showed, I started making this little scene here. So this is another just little system that I was setting up just to kind of test the perspective stuff and making sure it was going to match inside of Keyshot. And so there's one thing I want to hit on with this, because a lot of times when I'm building things, I'll build them in the center of the world, and then I, of course, need to move them to where I need to take them. So here I have this rocket fermenter here, and if I just click this and show you guys this. So it has multiple parts. So it's got like the main area, it's got the legs, it's got the little like plastic things to hold the lid on. But if I wanted to move it into this world here, you know, I can select the Gizmo 3D, and I can try to start moving these, but you're going to see by default they're going to go individually. So there are 3 subtools. You think, well, I could probably merge this down, you know, make one subtool and then move it, but then I wanted those 3 subtools to be separate, so I have to split them back out. So in 4R8, we added this little icon here on the Gizmo 3D, and this is called Transpose All Selected Subtools.
That's not what you call the icon on. You call what, pizza box? What do you
Yeah,
call
look,
that?
it looks like a stack of pizza boxes. It's a me, a Mario.
I think you're watching that Domino's commercial too much with the guy that makes them.
The Noid.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
Noid.
go ahead, sorry.
Okay. All right, so we added this option in 4R8. Paul had to tell me which version it was added. He did have to do that.
It's a blur for Joseph sometimes.
So with this, when you turn it on, I can now use Control and Shift on my keyboard, and I can drag out a nice little selection box. And this will allow me to select multiple subtools. And so with this, I've now selected this entire fermenter here. And now I can go, say, to a top view. And now I can just move this into position. And you're going to see all the other subtools can go into this. How many people know this feature? OK, we've got like 4 hands out there that knew this.
Wait, who's never used that feature before? Like, seriously, I'm just intrigued. Okay. Just intrigued. It's only been there for like 2 years. It's cool. It's all good. Yeah,
That's
we're
it,
done.
that's it, I'm
Close
done.
it down.
That's
All
it,
right,
we're done, good.
Go ahead. I'm just intrigued.
All right, so now let's say I want to move this other part that I got floating out here. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to select one of these parts. So Alt-clicking also select subtools.
Alt-clicking, select
Alt-click, select subtools. You don't always have to go over here. You can hold Alt and click. And I have the pizza boxes on still. We're still stacked up. We got a pepperoni, a cheese, and maybe a mushroom in there.
All right.
All right. And we're going to do that Control-Shift again, drag out this little selection box. And now we have that one selected. And now I can start moving this back into my scene here. So now you can scale, you can rotate, and you can move with this. So if you're not using it, it's been there since 4R8. Just letting you guys know. So this process is handy, especially for moving things in. But there's one thing you may run into. So say I position this object here, but now I don't like how it's interacting with that first fermenter, right? So now I want to move that one. Well, at this stage, I need to go back to that fermenter and make sure I still got my pizza boxes on. I think this just got the name
I love
today.
that you are being correct with the terminology for the brewery stuff, but you're calling this pizza box.
It's the second day. It's Summit. We're summiting,
I love
Paul.
it. Okay, go ahead.
Conferencing,
This is
summiting.
probably his basement for all I know. Go ahead.
All right, so the problem is that I now have to select this one again. So, I can hold Control and Shift and click off, which is going to pretty much mask all my subtools. Then I can zoom in a little bit, hold Control and Shift, and just start revealing the ones I want to move. And now I can go back and move this again, right? So I could do this back and forth. But this takes a little bit, right? So I got to go reselect those 3 parts every time I want to move it. I don't want to do that. So if I navigate to the tool palette over here, and we go to the subtool palette here, underneath the subtool list, there's this little button. All right.
Wow. I was expecting a standing ovation. There we go. We got people standing now. There we go.
All right.
You all should be standing right now. Don't email me any more about folders.
I never thought the F word would get a standing ovation.
That's true. Fantastic. Go ahead. You got more to do.
All right.
He's just starting, people.
So when you click this with our transpose all selected subtools, pizza boxes,
Pizza boxes.
I'm going to click yes to this. We're now going to be able to name this. So I'm going to name this as, I'm just going to name it as Rocket. Because you're
Okay.
making fun of my
Okay.
terminology here. I'm just going to call it Rocket.
Okay.
And it now has created a folder. Now I've created this folder when I'm using this method. It's going to place it right now at the bottom of my subtool list. Well, I still got 55 subtools in this scene, right? So I'd have to come here and start scrolling down. It's going to take me a little bit. Well, what if I just enlarge my subtool list? Right. So no longer will you be restricted to that little 8 in there, but now it will grow.
I really like your subtool naming, though, convention.
They're
Mash tune 4, mash tune 3, 2. I like it. Moving on, go.
Pizza boxes.
Everyone's going to call it that now.
So all the way down here, you can see here I have my folder that's created. I can come across this little icon here and open this up. You can see all the little parts in here. So I have each of the fermenter parts here. And so let's say I go back to my scene and I clear my selection here. And now I'm, say, working on this guy a little bit, doing things. And now I want to go back to that one. So I go back to my folder. I can click on this little gear icon here. And I can now just simply select transpose set. And now it's going to be selected again. So now I can come through here and move that and manipulate it. Well, now let's say I want 2 of these guys, right? So can I duplicate, Paul? Can I do it?
I don't know. Just click that gear and find out.
So we're going to go back to our little gear icon, open this up, and let's go and duplicate this folder. So now I have 2 of these. So I have my first one and my second one. Now I can interpenetrate or move these separately. So if I come here and do the transpose set again, it's only going to select one of these. Now I can move it. You can see now I have 2 of them there. Now, in addition to this, you can also create folders without using the Gizmo 3D and the pizza boxes. This is a possibility. I don't know why you would, because pizza's delicious.
Way. Guys, did you get what he was doing there, right? He was using the capability to select multiple subtools with the Gizmo and automatically creating a folder.
So you can look at your scene, grab things with this process, and then
select
just
out what
put it
you
all
want,
into folders.
boom, make a folder. You don't have to actually go to the list.
But let's say you like.
That wasn't cool enough. Continue on.
But let's say you like. So say you like the list.
Okay.
You like it.
Yes.
So we make a new folder here,
Yes.
and we'll put the object here into this new folder. Actually, let me clear my pizza boxes here. I'm still in pizza box mode. Let's clear that out. We don't want pizza boxes right now. We're done.
No.
There we go. So I can go take a new folder here. This is also bound to the hotkey Control F.
Yes.
For folders.
I think they get that.
So let's label this main, and you can see now it's taken that subtool I'd selected and has now generated it into its new folder there. Well, this is great, but now let's say I want to put the floor and the bricks and everything else into this. So we decided, why don't we just add the drag and drop too? So now I can get all those nice little parts in there, and it's all in one nice little folder. And then if we don't want the folder at the top, we can just take it and scroll it all the way down to the bottom. So folders.
And that speed will vary based upon how you're moving your hand, actually. So you can actually make it go slower, faster, however you want, and you're transferring it. Just so you know, as well.
All right, so let's load another scene here. We'll be back to the brewery soon.
Yeah, why not? Keep in mind, too, that if you notice when he made that other folder this last time, right, he selected the subtool, the folder was made exactly where that subtool was selected. Where previously, he was using the gizmo. So in essence, he was showing you multiple ways you guys can actually make the folder, more than just one way.
Paul's got to translate.
What happened?
He's got to translate.
Yeah. I got to speak Joseph Drust.
So here's another example file here. And if you just look at the amount of tools I have here, so I have 154 subtools across the scene, and you can see it's condensed down to 2 folders now. So the object here is part of a thing that we worked on at Comic-Con. So if I turn on the live boolean here, you can kind of see that these are 2 thrusters for an X-wing. And so if you guys are not familiar with Magic Wheelchair, we did a contest on ZBrush Central, and then also us inside of Pixologic generated the 3D digital versions of the Magic Wheelchairs for Magic Wheelchair. Magic Wheelchair is a non-profit organization that builds costumes for kiddos in wheelchairs. So we supplied the digital files, and for the X-Wing that you see in this video, we had the Pixologic team construct this, so each of us kind of took a little part. So I did the wings, and then Solomon did like the body, Kyle did the internal areas, Kingsley did the external cannons. Mm-hmm. And then we took these 3D printed parts and we sent them to Dangling Carrot Creative. And they used a Massivit printer, which is a gigantic printer. They printed all these things off, and then they handed them to Monster City Studios, who did all the final finishing on it.
Who are here.
So their booth is right outside the door here, so go say hi to them.
I'll clap for you, baby. I'll clap for you, baby. I'll clap for you, baby.
So the real hard work, Monster City did it. Just gonna go. I mean, it was tons of work to get what we gave them.
Yeah.
into the form. And it was a
It was
massive
like
build.
12 feet by 10 feet.
It was huge.
It was,
But,
you're the one that told us to go big. I even call it, right? Yeah.
So it was an excellent time, and it was an excellent charity. There are also currently, Magic Wheelchair is looking for digital sculptors, ZBrush sculptors, to help them in conceptualizing other wheelchairs for kiddos. So if you'd like more information on this, please stop by Monster City's booth right outside the door here.
Mr.
And
James
James will be there, and you can ask him for more information on that. So they are looking for designers to come up and help them kind of visualize what they will build for these wheelchairs. So pretty awesome stuff there. So back to the ZBrush here. So you can see that I have all these files here. And for the build of this, I used a lot of booleans and ZModeler.
Pizza boxes.
Pizza boxes. And so there's tons of different parts here. So before I had this nice little collapsible thing, my subtool list was all over the place, right? And when I'm generating the Boolean system here, I can take all these tools, and the live Boolean system will take all these, combine them all together, and give me one solid mesh. So with this, it's been pretty amazing, because you can pretty much do whatever you want. You set things as being subtractive, you set them being as additive, and then it just combines them all together, and you have awesome. So with this and the folder system here, keeping this organized now, I can come across a folder, and I can click on this little gear here, and we have an option called Boolean folder. So this is going to take the contents and any start groups that are in that folder, and it will generate a new subtool based on each of those start groups. And so this process for the Boolean system is extremely fast as well, so you can feed it millions of polygons and models. It's great for keying, toy design, all sorts of stuff. So if you're not using it, it's highly recommended because you can get some really awesome shapes very quickly with it.
Any arbitrary mesh you can throw at it, and it'll work. Subdivided, triangulated, quadded, so it's very great.
And so after this is done, you'll see that I have a new part, and this has been generated directly underneath that folder. So what this means is that I now have the final part, and then I have my build file right above it. So if I want to change something, so say I didn't like something in this part, I can go back to my original folder, come in here and modify it, go to this little option again, and generate that Boolean one more time, and it's going to give me the new result. So no longer do I have to delete my build files. I can keep all nice and condensed, and I can go through and use the Boolean to my heart's content and keep it more organized. So huge thing there.
Yeah, so the key point is, you know, that gear, obviously you guys can see, we've got a lot more stuff, too, that we're adding to that system, hence why we're showing a little behind the curtain here today.
All right, so we're back to the brewery.
Okay,
My machines are not in the right order, though. Just want to put that out there.
all right.
Just so no one, okay, yeah. All right, so with this here, let's say you're building a scene like this, and I know I hit this all the time. There may be something I want to do with the scene. So I get it in the ZBrush, and then I may want to transfer it to, say, a game engine to something else. And in order to generate all these high detail passes from my models, all the sculptural stuff and everything that's on them, I need some sort of UVs. Well, oftentimes we'll export this out and do it elsewhere. But instead of that, we have started creating a plugin called Peel UV. So I just have this canister selected here, and then I'm just going to launch Peel here. And this will take your object and bring it into the Peel interface. And with this...
Pause. That one, no, it's fine. No, don't give me pity claps now.
Okay, so with this, I have my cylinder here. And I'm just going to start generating some edge loops on the surface of the model here. I don't know what you did with this mouse.
I didn't do anything.
You did something with this mouse. So I can come across my edge loop here and double click, which is giving me that loop. And then I know I'm going to want one here, so I'm going to add that. And now I know that this is a cylinder object, so I know I want to kind of flare it out, right? And I want it to be flat. So I could come through and I could start manually clicking all these edges, but we've added the option where if you just double click on an edge in between two boundaries, it's going to stop it. So now I can come through and quickly get that result. So I can come through in a very few amount of clicks and generate the seams where I want them on the shape. Now after I have this, I can mark it, and then I can unwrap this, and it's going to give me the result. Now you can see as I... Now you can see some of these things still need a little tweaking, right? So I can just come across and select all these, and I can run this little process here. We've straightened those out. And there we go. So now I can send that back to ZBrush, and go to the texture map area, turn on the palette there, and we've got our UVs on our model. All right, so you may think, okay, that was just a cylindrical object, right? Well, let's say I've got these crazy hoses I made, right?
Crazy hoses.
Crazy hoses. So these are made with a lot of insert mesh curve brushes here, a lot of moving tiny curves all over the place.
No, you don't. You just laid those down really quick. Don't.
I curve them for
All right,
days.
fine.
All right, so with this, right, let's say I want to put a pattern on this, maybe a ribbed pattern, a ribbed surface, right? So let's send that to Peel. Let's see what we do here. So we're going to open up Peel UV. Let's send this object over there. It's going to load in, so here we got it. Now you'll notice with the object here, right, I have all these cylindrical tubes. And each of these cylindrical tubes has an end cap. You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to go and make a seam on all those end caps. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So we've added an auto seam capability too, which will look at the curvature of the meshes as well. So I can come over here and click this, and you'll see it's added all the end cap seams to those areas. So now I just need to come across the various edges here and just double click. It's going to use that stop process again, and it's going to give me my seams right along all these lines. So I'm just come through and click these guys quickly. So there we go. I think I got one more here. And now after I'm done with that, I now come over here, mark my seams, and then unwrap. And we should have all these little things generated here. Once again, I need to fix these quick, so I'm going to grab all these and process those. And then I'm going to switch to my poly because I got a few guys that are going a little bit different directions. So I'm going to double click that and double click that. We're going to rotate those in a 90-degree axis. And then let's just pack those real quick. And there we go. And so now I can go back to ZBrush, load my texture map back in. I can then go to, say, my UV map thing, maybe do a little tiling here. So for the H repeat, I can up this, maybe up this. And now I've got those ready to go as well. So little things we're working on, but hopefully helpful.
Yeah, your stuff was way cooler to show than mine.
So some of the things, yeah, and these are all things that you guys have requested too. So don't just let us know.
Yeah, this has become like the requested version of
it is.
upgrade that's
We
happening.
really want this. We really want this.
Yeah, yeah. This is a. It's about time. I don't have to email Paul anymore.
All right.
Okay.
So
Yes. Wait. But there's more.
there is more.
So, we're showing you behind, the curtain and what's going on. So there's constantly things that we're doing, at Pixologic. So we got some more things besides this to show you. If that wasn't enough, of course, right? You got your foldering systems coming down the pipeline. You got this UV peel coming down the pipeline. You got your standard camera coming down the pipeline. You guys are all going to be able to do that wonderful matching. I know there's a lot of concept artists, a lot of concept, 3D concepting we see now a lot of. Especially in the movie industry, you see it quite a bit. So we've got some other things that we've been thinking about and looking at, and that Joseph is going to show you guys as well. So how about so far? You guys feeling good about what you're seeing? Yeah? All right. Very good. Very good. It's going to happen. It's going to
Wait for it.
It's going to launch.
Wait for it.
So he's going to load his scene, probably earthquake, if I had to guess anything. If it's not earthquake, take a wild stab. Everyone's watched his videos. What's the next one going to be? Oh, it's not earthquake.
It's
Okay.
not earthquake.
All right.
I'll have a surprise for you later, Paul. Not too much
Don't
later.
hold up. Okay.
All right. So here I have ZBrush opened up, and welcome to another video. And so with this, so we have, every once in a while we'll get some questions, and I'll have to think about it. Well, how am I going to do this? And so this was one of the questions I've gotten through Ask ZBrush. So I had two objects. So I had my sphere and crazy shape here. And the question was involving, well, let's say I have these two shapes, and I want to take this, and I want to kind of combine it with this, and now I want to generate a mask between these two objects. So my first answer was no, you can't do that. Like, no. And then I thought about it some, and I came up with a solution that involves a 13-minute process. But it works, okay? And so one of our other developers, I was showing them this because I was pretty proud I figured it out.
Boy, were you. I'm like, who's going to do this, Jay?
And our developer, Xavier, just kind of shook his head. He was,
No, that was me shaking my head.
Well, Xavier shook his head,
okay,
too.
yes.
He was not amused. And he looked at it and he said, I think we can do this better.
Yes.
So I got with him, and we created a little plugin that doesn't take 13 minutes. And this plugin is called Intersection Masker. Now, does anyone have a guess what it does? Oh, that is correct.
Very creative title.
All you need to do is have a subtool that has intersecting parts. So this one here is a single subtool. I've got two intersecting parts. And I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to click Create Intersection Mask. Now, this plugin is using the live Boolean system to process this, which is very similar to my 13-minute version of it.
Okay.
But now it's done. And what I end up with is I have my two objects. You're not going to see much change here. But if I hide one of these, let's hide the sphere here, I now have a nice mask exactly where that sphere was laying. And if I invert this, now I have crazy shape masking, right? Crazy shape. So lots of potentials with this. And once again, this isn't limited to just two objects. So let's take this anime head here. And I'm just going to use the clone tool. If you guys have never used this, if you have the Gizmo 3D and you have no subdivisions on your model, if you hold down Control and then drag the move, you'll duplicate that. So another little thing here with the Gizmo. So I can make, something like this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And now I can process this with my intersection masker. And it's going to go through.
Yeah, don't forget, if you let go Control and just keep moving your hand, it'll just
duplicate it. Yeah.
duplicating it.
And so now it's auto groups this, and you'll see I have a mask that's set up where every single one of those intersect. So very handy for masking parts and then adding different shapes. So you may say, okay, what am I going to do with this?
What are you going to do?
What
with
am I
it,
going to do with
Joseph?
this?
Since you keep looking at me.
So I made a little object. I made a little object.
I think that should be the official mascot of ZBrush 2018. David challenge, check. Joseph Drust presentation, check.
He's the hero ZBrush deserves.
Wait,
but
what
not
is it?
the one it
Hold on,
needs.
this is like your 13th step thing. Give me that title again.
It's the hero ZBrush deserves.
Okay, it's the hero ZBrush deserves. Okay, I got it.
Look, he's even got a cape.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I call this Little Mike, even though I know the sculptures of David. I mean, come on. But
Little Mike just rolls off better.
Little Mike just rolls off better, correct. So let's say with Little Mike, he needs an insignia, right? I mean, that's what he does, right? He flies around. Look, he's hovering over the cube for the sculpt off, right? I mean, so majestic, so wow, so amazed.
Why do I think you're going to 3D print this and put this in your house somewhere?
It is a high probability.
Dawson wants one in the back. He likes it.
All right, so let's see. So I made this little brush here, little IMM Z-Man brush. And before I drag this out here, I want to just also, another thing you may guys not be using here, is so with an IMM brush, normally you draw it out and it just kind of like draws out on the surface. But down here is also this modifier menu. And in this modifier menu, you have this nice little projection strength slider. And what this is going to do, as you draw that IMM brush out, it's going to use the matchmaker system, and it's going to tailor it to your sculpt. So I want the Z-Man to go right around this majestic belly of Little Mike here. So I'm going to come across here, I'm going to just drag this out. And you
Perfect.
see I'm going to get that Z-Man right on his stomach there. He doesn't wear it high, he likes it low. And now I'm going to rotate this side here, and I just want to make sure it's embedded into the surface. So right now, when I drew it out, it's still masked off, so I can switch to the Gizmo 3D. And I just make sure that I'm fully into the stomach there. There we go, looking good. And now let's go and let's create a mask. So instead of using an alpha, I've taken this 3D piece of geometry. I've actually fit it to little Mike's stomach. And now I'm going to generate a mask.
Little Mike that delivers pizza boxes.
He could be
By
standing on a
flying and
pizza
floating through the air.
And so
He's
once
in the next Marvel movie.
So once this process is done, I can now just isolate little Mike, and boom. Z-Man masking on his stomach. See,
Wait, can I add one thing to this though for people too? They could go use that depth feature as well and already have the logo sitting right inside that surface too. You want to show them the depth so everyone's aware of that as well. Give him his moment. This is his 5-year-old kicking in right now.
yeah, so on the IMM brushes, you also have an embed value. And you can change this, and this will change where that IMM brush draws out. So if you're doing a lot of 3D printing, you can set this to a low value, so whenever you draw that shape out, it's going to embed into the surface. And then that embedding is what you want for the intersection masker.
This has been great. I'm so glad I got to do my part first.
All right, so wait, there's more.
You have more Joseph Drust tricks?
More tricks.
All right.
So I'm going to load a file here, and before we get to this file, let me find my pages here. Actually, is this the right one?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm trying to think of the order.
All right.
All right, so here I have a ring. Now, obviously, I didn't sculpt this. Just putting that out there. This is not mine. So this is from our good friend, Thomas Whittlebach, and he is an amazing jeweler, amazing. And he is one of our great...
He's here. He's here. Oh, he's over there in the
he's
corner.
Over there?
He's
he
over
here?
there in the corner. He's here.
So Thomas is one of our great ZBrush evangelists for the jewelry industry. So he's been converting all the jewelers that are using CAD systems into the ZBrush world. And he's doing tons of crazy stuff, and ZBrush is his primary, I think his only tool he's using to create his stuff now. And so here's some of his amazing artwork that he's created with ZBrush and all jewelry. So Thomas has messaged us a few times, and I would like, can you guys do this? Can you guys do this? So we collaborate with Thomas quite a bit in finding out what jewelry or what the jewelry industry wants or needs inside ZBrush to help him kind of teach it and develop ZBrush as a core solution to generating jewelry. And so one of the items he was talking to us about was that, he takes his jewelry, he does it digitally in ZBrush, but then he wants to get it cast, right? It's got to get cast into a metal, right? I mean, if you're wearing it on your finger, you can't wear the digital ring. You have to have it 3D printed out. You have to have it cast in the metal. But while you're doing this, it's hard to know how much it will cost when it's in metal. So, working with Tomas, we created a plugin called Kitco Metal Quotes. And what Kitco is, if you're unfamiliar, if you're in the jewelry world, you probably already know, but it's basically like a stock market for metal. And so these metal prices go up and down, and with this, we can take the object, like Thomas's ring here, and we can calculate the volume, and then now we can get a price list based on that volume. So here we have the list of what it would cost to cast this part in metal.
Hold on. I want to see which one he's making for me.
So we're grabbing
this
is the raw troy ounce here in this column here, and this is grabbed directly from Kitco. And this will be updated, so when their price goes up and down, this plugin will also update towards that. So we have this for the gold, palladium, platinum, silver, and then down at the bottom we have stainless steel, titanium, and tungsten carbide as well. Next to this, we have the breakdowns of the metals that are commonly used in the jewelry industry. So if I want to take Thomas's ring here and get a gold white at 18 carats here, it costs about $620. So this is an estimate. It's based just on the volume, so your price could fluctuate some, but this is going to give you a nice start to see, I just sculpted this, how much would it cost? Now, you can also export this data out to a CSV file, and in the CSV file, you'll have some extra information in there. You can get the penny weight of the model. You can also get some gram values and all sorts of different things, and it'll all be comma separated. So you can open that into an Excel sheet. You can then give it to your client, or even like your order of the thing, and have it in there as a catalog of this is the ring, this is how much it cost, and here's the different values on it. So the other thing that's really cool with this, and I have one of my rings that I made. So majestic, so wow, right? Not anything like Thomas's, which is amazing.
Isn't that sweet?
But so let's say you have a client, right? And so I've spent hours sculpting this ring here,
But
right?
you tell your client days.
Days.
Okay.
I did, but it only took me hours. I
Okay.
told him days, though.
All right.
That's right. And so I go to him, and I'm like, okay. He's like, so how much is it going to cost me? And I pull up my little price sheet here, and I'm like, okay, we're going to go with green gold, because why not? And he's going to go.
Gold?
There is green gold.
Huh.
And he's going to go, hey, like, okay, it's going to be $2,700. And he's going to look at me, and he's going to go, I only want to pay $2,600. And so I've already spent, hours on this ring. So I just switched to the clay build-up brush, and then I just start to, you want that? There's that. And now let's go back here, and let's get the price on that. There you go, $2,600. Is that what you want?
Money saved.
Let's go
Money
back. Let's go
saved.
back. You want more? So Kitco metal
That's
quotes.
usually what I do when I'm sculpting. That's horrible. Be art.
So there we go.
That's a good way. That's a good way to work with clients. Here.
You got to have that passion, though.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
they
yeah,
want.
that's true.
They want the
That's true.
passion.
Yeah. So wait, you have something else?
I have one more.
Oh, okay. He's got one more. Yes. So far, so good. We're getting some excitement levels here.
A little bit. It's toning down.
Tone it down. Okay.
All right.
Tone
All
it down a notch.
So here I got a little robot. So I took a break this year, but I was doing robots for a while. So just taking parts, making shapes, printing them out. They were all printed out on the Form 2, which is also here.
They're also here. Yeah.
Talk to Form Labs. So with this, when I was after I got done with the 3D part and started the printing process, I wanted to add some color to these guys here. So I frequent a website called Adobe Color often, and my son helped me with these robots. He was my color picker. So I come here and I browse to the most popular colors because internet knows what they want. And so I come through here and I'd go, okay, which color do you want? And my 6-year-old, 7 now, would point to one of these and go, I want that one. Sometimes he picked really bad colors.
Are
really
you
bad.
sure?
But I started from a good selection,
Okay.
right? So I then go and I download that little swatch, and I'd come back into ZBrush, and I'd come in here and I'd import this in. So let's go in here, and I got my little file here. So I'd import my color. After I got my color in, I'd select it, and then I'd throw it into Spotlight. I then adjust my opacity, scale it down a little bit, maybe make it live over the side here. And then I'd come through and hold C to color pick. I then would disable Spotlight, come across my model. Let's get a different color here. And paint. And paint. Paint on the surface, right? So this process, I could come and establish some stuff. But then if I want to get that color again, I'd have to hit Shift-Z. Then I'd have to hit Z, color pick, hide that again, get my secondary color, and go back and forth like that. So I thought this was a little bit slow as well. We wanted to speed this process up. So Marcus, one of our other developers here, created this little plugin called ZColor. And so I'm going to just launch this here, and it's going to open up. And you'll see here, what does it do?
It floats.
It floats.
Does that mean you can put it on another monitor?
Oh, it's
Joseph?
already on another monitor. Did you see it?
All
Oh, it's coming back. Oh, he's a little shy. He's a little shy. All right.
That got one clap. Hey, that's more than I got when I started, so just continue.
All right. So now, instead of going through that process I just showed you with the image, Spotlight, and everything else, I now can have all sorts of list of colors here. So I can come through and let's say I want to select maybe this color here. Come over and select that. Go back to ZBrush, do a little painting. Say I want to grab a color from my scene, come over here and hold Control and drag, and I can pick any color in my scene. This is anywhere. So I can do it on any part of my desktop, I can do it on second monitor, do it on third monitor. So I come through and say, pick this orange now, and now go back to ZBrush and set it and paint that color. So a lot of handy stuff there. In addition to this, we have your normal HSV and RGB sliders at the bottom. We also have these color harmonies. And with this, I can come through and mess with the palette here. and see if I find something that I like. So this is very similar to the process that I was doing before in Adobe Color. Like I'm looking for these nice, harmonious palettes. So now with this, I can come over here and I can right-click on this and add this row to my swatches, and you'll see now I have those colors picked. And now I can set that and come in here and paint with those. Now, in addition to this, I can come over here and create a new palette here. I can also import and save. So I can import in ACO and ASE files. So as I was using the Adobe Color, I can actually download the ASE files for this, and I can bring these in, and now I have these colors. And so now I can come through and use these colors from that set palette. So, and the other amazing thing with this is that you can also now save these out as their own ZColor files. So you can create your own palettes. And you can also share these with others. So let's say you're on a project, and the color palette needs to match for all the hero characters. Maybe it needs to match for all the enemy characters, right? So now we can save this out, create our own palettes, and then we can hand off each of the artists their own palette so no one's deviating. You don't have the guy that, oh, he really likes this blue instead of the correct one, right? Never going to happen. So very handy functionality there. And then finally, after I painted this one here, this was what the final result looked like. So this was the finished one here. So little robot, little color.
Ooh, nice.
So Paul.
Yes?
So.
That was pretty cool.
It was.
You have more, though.
I have more.
Yes.
So these plugins that I just showed you guys, these three ones here, let me make sure they're there.
No, they're there. They're there.
They're there. Are on the Pixologic Download Center right now.
Right now.
So we can come up here to
Go
the
to plugins. You gotta go to plugins.
Pixologic.com Download Center. I know how to navigate the internet.
Okay.
Where do I go?
I don't know.
So you want to go to the Download Center
Pizza
and
box.
then go to the ZBrush plugins page here. And over time, I go on tangents and I make plugins. This page has tons of them. If you've never gone here, it's highly recommended because there's a lot of little workflow things that you guys may have asked that may have stemmed off as ZBrush videos, all sorts of stuff. So here we have the ZColor plugin at the top here. You can download the Windows and Macintosh versions. We also have the Kitco Metal Quotes and the Intersection Master. There's also usage videos on some of these. And down here at the bottom, if you keep going, you can see here's all the ones that ship with ZBrush. And then keep going, keep going. There's another treasure trove of plugins down here as well. So if you've never been to the Pixologic Download Center, look, this guy.
No. The IMM Drust, you should probably tell because it'd be great for jewelers and kind of goes into it. Just
Yes.
Highlight that one, I think. I think it's important.
The IMM Draw Size plugin allows you to set a
Okay,
specific...
don't read verbatim.
Oh, sorry. I saw text.
Synopsis. They got things to go do, like dinner, drinks. I don't know.
So the IMM Draw Size plugin, as Paul brings up, will allow you to set a precise IMM size. So let's say you have two objects, and you have a vase, and then you have a ring, and you want to rivet same size between the two. With this plugin, you can actually set that size, and so when you draw that part out on the vase, it's going to give you the same size as it was drawn out on the ring. There's a nice usage video. You can go watch it. I'll demonstrate it in action.
Yes.
But there we go. That's all I got.
That's it!